Hello and welcome back to another Monday video. Today I'm going to be telling a story of when I went on a date this weekend. Um, so we went on a movie date. We saw the movie Mickey 17. It's a really good movie. Highly recommend going and seeing it. If you're debating on it, debate's over. Go and see it. But that's not the point of this video to talk about that movie. So the plan was we were going to meet at Chapters and then go to the movie from there. Unfortunately, Chapters was closed when he got there. So we were going to meet at a goji juice place, but that location that we were going to go meet was moved or closed, one or the other. So I couldn't find it on Google Maps. So I went to a Shoppers and asked them if they know where it is. They said I can't find it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the theater and call him and be like, hey, how do I get there? 'Cause maybe it's new and wasn't showing up yet on maps. So he calls and says, oh, I guess they shut down or moved, but I'm at Shoppers right now. The exact Shoppers I went to ask if they knew where the spot was. He was now at. So if I just waited there, we would have ran into each other a lot sooner. So I went back over there, which was like 3 minutes away from the theater. And he was standing outside, but I didn't know, so I went inside to go look for him, and I was like, okay, he said he was picking up like drinks and stuff, but I don't see him in here. So I was like, hey, where are you? He goes, I'm out front. So I was like, oh, okay. So I go back out and meet him out front. And I was like, okay, hey, what's up? He's like, I got everything. Do you need anything? I was like, no, I'm good. So we got in the car. We drove back over to the theater. We had an hour to kill before the movie started. So we just sat in the car talking for an hour about family, about interest, everything like that. And then we went into the theater. He already bought the tickets. He bought me some Skittles and some pop for the movie. So we went into the theater. The theater wasn't very busy. I'd say like maybe 10 to 15 people in total, including us, were there. So we went, sat down, got all ready, previews played, everything like that. So the movie started, and very quickly, I felt very comfortable, and I put my head on his shoulder, and for the majority of the movie, I had my head on his shoulder. Um, at one point, I felt him like lean into it a little bit, and I was like, okay, this is going well. Um, then there was a point where we went and held hands, but like I had my hand like wrapped around the outside of his, sort of like this, because of the way that my hands were positioned. I couldn't do the interlocking like that. But eventually I moved enough so I could, and then we held hands like that for the rest of the movie. And I was like, every time I'd like move, take a drink, and then put my head back down on his shoulder. And yeah, that's how that went. Um, So we watched the movie, everything like that went good. We both enjoyed the movie. So once that was done, we went back to the car, and I was like, okay, so we're gonna go drive him home, and that's gonna be that. But we sat in the car and talked for another hour before I went and drove him home at 1 o'clock in the morning. Because the movie was at 9:40. Um, and in the car we were talking, and he said, "I'm much cuter in person." He said he started playing with my hair, saying that it's soft. And then he said, "If you're expecting a kiss, I'm not gonna kiss you because I'm sick." And I said, "I don't care." And then he's like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah." So we ended up kissing. Um, I got very like giggly and I couldn't speak. And like I was blushing so hard. He even made a comment about it. And then we kissed again at some point. And he's like, "You better not get sick." And I was like, "Oh well, if I do, it's too late now." So after an hour, I drove him home, and then when he left the car right before, he was giving me directions on how to get to my place, because we drove past my place. I was like, I live there, so he told me just take this road, some lefts, some rights, go straight, easy. Now, before he got out, we kissed again, so that was nice. Um, but on my way home, I forgot one of the directions. I started heading in the wrong direction, so I called him. It's like, yeah, you're headed in the wrong direction. So I turned around, drove straight, and I was like, okay, I know roughly where I am right now. If I keep going, I'm gonna end up back where I need to be. So I'm driving. I'm seeing road signs going, where's the one that marks my city? And I was like, that's a road I know. So I drove for this sign, was like, follow this one. I ended up entering the city at the other end of where I was supposed to. But I made it home. I called him, letting him know I made it home safe. We made plans to meet again on this upcoming Wednesday. Yeah, this was probably the best date I have ever been on. Nothing happened that made me uncomfortable. He seemed very comfortable, which, as a trans person, dating and going in public can be difficult for you or the person you're seeing. This was, in fact, my first date ever with a guy, and I have to say it went very well. I had a blast. The conversations were great. The movie, great. Everything else that I've told you, great. And yeah, that's about it. Um, Also, not sick, so that's a win. But yeah, that is pretty much all that happened on my very first date with a guy. So I'm gonna leave it there. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitch. Link is down in the description. I stream pretty much every day except Thursday. things may be getting rearranged this week, specifically on Wednesday to Thursday. But yeah, just go over there at Kally Coil. Check out my gaming channel at KC Games. Link is also down in the description and down in the featured channels. And yeah, as always, stay frozen. I'll see you next time. Bye.